Okay. Hi, hello. It's so nice to see you all here, such a big crowd. So welcome to Wix Grow opening event 2024. And let's start. I'm Vaida Paulauskienė. I am head of people here at Wix Lithuania. And I work at Wix for 4 years. And overall in IT companies, I am working for 15 years. And I will tell you today about Wix and Wix engineering. So our agenda for today. So I will share more about Wix and Wix engineering. Then we will have Vilta's part about Wix Grow, the timeline, recruitment process, and our amazing guild leads, Thomas, Migle, and Laurinas, will share more about Wix Grow, technical assignment, and technical interviews. And after all the presentations, all the details, we will have Q&A session, and there we will answer your questions. So during presentations, I guess you will have plenty of those. So here is the place. You can see on the screen, on the wall as well, the Slido. So you can go to the Slido, write your questions during the presentations. We will remind you the code, and then later, after all the presentations, we will have Q&A sessions together with me and guild leads. Okay, so take your time, but as well you have the code on the wall, so you can, during all the talks, you can scan and you can write your questions. Okay, so we can start the presentation, and I will start talking about Wix. So Wix is a leading cloud-based development platform with millions of users worldwide. And Wix vision is to enable, either it's a person, or it's a community, or it's a company, to make and create dreams online. And if I am taking back 4 years back when I joined Wix, so I remember that I was choosing company, and for me personally, it was very important, the vision of the company. So Wix vision for me was very inspiring, and I believe that when you're choosing the place, the place to work, it's very important that your values and the vision of the company, it would be in line. Okay, some facts. So some facts about Wix. So we have 233 million of users. We have 22 supported languages, and 2 million of users joining every month. So if you would imagine, every month, almost all Lithuania joining as a user's Wix platform. So it's a big number. Then we have 190 countries with Wix users, 6+ million subscriptions, 5,000 employees, and 20 offices globally. And I want to ask you, so how many employees do we have here in Lithuania? Could you guess? Some guesses?
200.
200 more? 700. Less? Okay, so let's reveal the answer. Okay, we have 240 employees here at Wix. And you can see all the sites that we have all around the globe. So if we take engineering, if we take R&D, so we have product development sites in Lithuania, in Israel, in Ukraine, and in Poland. And you see as well other sites. So I can share that the biggest site is in Israel, around 3,000 employees. And then we have all different interesting sites in Tokyo, in Manila, you see Singapore, Sydney. Mainly it's localization, and as well we have other sites like in Ireland or in USA, so it's customer experience or other functions over there. A bit about Wix engineering in numbers. In Wix Engineering, we have 1,700 employees. Out of all employees, 5,000, it covers 34%. And in Wix Vilnius, it's 10%. But if we take only Vilnius side, so we are mainly product development side, and you see that the percentage is 70%. And just yesterday, I counted, and the number of employees in engineering, developers, it's 168. So it's a big number. Okay, and I will share a bit about Wix Way, and I will start with my personal story. So once again, taking 4 years back, when I started working at Wix, and I went into winter party. And over there, there was a colleagues from Israel, and one of the colleagues came to me and asked the question, Vaida, do you know what company did you join? And I was like, Wix. And his answer was, Vaida, you joined the company that built the best products in the world. And I cannot repeat the emotion, but it was a very inspiring answer. And for me, it created the feeling, and once I came to Wix, it was the same feeling that at Wix, you wouldn't see the values posters on the walls, and we live values every day in the teams, so you can feel in the communication, in everyday environment, our values. So, and I want to share some main cornerstones. So first of all, about being a pro, being a professional. We believe that amazing, excellent, talented people together can make excellent things. And as well, we believe that it's a continuous process, that being a pro, being a professional, it's not something that it's you achieve and that's it. It's a continuous journey, and you continue and developing your skills, and it's, as I mentioned before, it's like a journey. The second thing is about ownership. Ownership is something that is in Wix DNA. So we own things, and we believe that it's something that is taken, not given. As example, if you have some task, if you have some project, and you deal with roadblocks, or you deal with some issues, then it's up to you. It's your responsibility to take an action, to search for the solutions, and to find some. The next one is about the failures. I love this one because during my journey and during my work experience, I had failures for sure. And we believe that it's better to allow mistakes, and it's then saying that we are not making mistakes and it's not in our culture. And as example, if we take 10 things, and out of 10 things or 10 projects, 6 will fail, and 1 or 2 we will succeed at. So it's better than having one thing, working towards this one thing 1 year, 2 years, long journey, and at the end realizing that, oops, it's not working. So I want to share one citation from Michael Jordan, a basketball player, and he was saying that I missed 9,000 shots, I lost 300 games, I missed 27 shots when I had to make a shot to win the game, and I was losing and failing during my life once and once again, and so I succeeded. So we, in that part, we believed, and we think that failure is continuous development as well. As well, one more value that we work for our user success, and it connects to me about the dreams, because we are working in order our users would succeed. So we want that the sites would be made with quality, that it would be easy, that it would work well. So it's our bread and butter. The next one, no assholes. So it's, I can say that it's at Wix, the culture, it's totally opposite to that statement. So meaning that we are for open communication, open feedback. But on the other hand, for us, it's very, very important respect in the communication. And the last one, having fun. So different opinions, different ideas, jokes. Yes, we are pro, but on the other hand, we love to smile, we love to joke, and we love having fun together. A bit about Wix structure. It's actually a unique structure. If you see over here how it's represented. So we are built from companies. We could call companies like small startups. And those small startups include different roles, like developers, business analysts, product managers, QAs, and all the head of company, all the roles together. And you can see here as examples, blog, events, product parts, and it's actually real examples. And what's connecting all those companies? It's guilds. And we have different professions guilds that taking care of development, recruitment, and they are connecting different profession groups like into community. And I want to tell a bit more about the guilds. So one of the things that is very important to us is that we are dedicating 20% of the time for improving your skills. So if we are coming back to being professional, and that for us it's continuous development, so we are giving this time and giving 20% for this continuous development. So guilds taking care of guild days, professional trainings, as well. There you have a possibility to bring your ideas and share best practices. So continuing, thank you. I am finishing my part and continuing further. Thanks. I want to invite Vilte, my colleague, and she will share more about Wix Grow and the program.
My microphone is on. Hello, everyone. It's very nice to see all of you here. Same as last year, we did the same event last year, and it's super amazing to see so many of you today. My name is Vilte. I work in talent acquisition at Wix. I've been with Wix for 3 years now, over 3 years, and I've worked in recruitment for over 9 years now. And today my task is to tell you about the timeline of Wix Grow and the recruitment process. So the recruitment process, I think, yes, I missed the timeline. Some of you know that we've already started accepting applications on the 4th of April, and we will continue doing that until the 29th of April. I'll move, I see some people don't see it. So the 29th of April is the last day to submit your home assignment. We will probably need a week or so to evaluate, to review your home assignments, and we will move to interviews. So we leave the whole May for interviews, and then at the end of May, we expect to give out offers, job offers, internship offers, and in June, we expect to start the program. So the recruitment process consists of 3 parts. The first one is the home assignment. As I mentioned, it's due on April 29th. The technical interview and the HR interview which will result in the job offer. Some of you may ask, why do you even give home assignments? Generally, Wix is a very data-driven company, and we really like testing everything. We like testing code, we like testing our product, our beliefs, our assumptions. So we use this approach in recruitment process, which means that we like testing everyone. No matter if you come for an internship position or an experienced engineering position, you will be tested in one way or another. This is also an opportunity for you to see a bit how we work, and if you even like doing these things on a daily basis. So the home assignments will be sent out within a few days following this opening event. So keep an eye on your email inbox, on your spam folder, junk folder, because it's possible that it will go there. Again, 29th of April is the deadline. So even those who apply maybe on the 28th, even on the 29th morning, because 29th is also the last day, including the whole day, you still have a chance to complete the home assignment. Our guild leads, Tomas, Laurinas, and Miglė will tell you more details about the home assignment, a bit more technical details. Now, those who meet the minimum requirements in the home assignment will be invited to the technical interview. The technical interviews will take place on site here in our Vilnius office. They will take up to 2 hours and will be held by 2 experienced Wix engineers. We have a few goals in the technical interview. So we want to test and check your problem-solving skills. We want to understand your ability to communicate ideas. We want to understand a high level and a big picture of your technical knowledge, and we want to get to know you. So about the technical interview, again, our guild leads will tell you more details, and those who will be successful in the technical interview will be invited to the HR interview. The HR interviews will take place on site as well, here in Vilnius Wix office. In those interviews, you will meet Vaida, who you saw earlier on the stage, Roma, our colleague, and myself. My recommendation is to prepare for the HR interview. I know it may sound difficult, because how do you prepare for something that you have no idea, like what questions we will ask? It's not technical interview, right? And to be honest with you, I must tell you that we have no agenda for the HR interview. We know what we want to check, but we don't have a question of bank of questions. However, Wix is a very people-centric company. And I always say that the relationship between employer and employee is like a relationship in real life, except that it's a relationship between a person and a company, right? So we have to be a perfect match. Also, we care a lot about motivation and your passion. So we are interested in your projects, in how you did in the university. However, your real life experiences reveal much more for us, and we understand through your real life experiences about your potential, your passions, and if you're a good fit generally to Wix. So the interview will take will last up to 1 hour, and after the interview, the lucky ones will get the job offer. So most of you know already, it's a 6-month paid internship. You will get a fixed term contract, salary range between 1,000 and 1,400 euro gross per month. And we expect everyone to be able to work with us and be with us for at least 30 hours per week. Very shortly about the program itself. So those who join will have a detailed onboarding and training plan. You will be mentored by our experienced engineers. You will work in real teams, on real products. And at some point, you will release your first code to production, which I know that can be exciting and stressful at the same time. And those who prove that can grow with us, that can be flexible, they may get an opportunity to stay with us permanently. If you have any questions about the recruitment process, I encourage you to use the QR code for Slido. We will answer all the questions after all the presentations. And I'm giving the microphone to Tomas. Laurinas, sorry. Sorry.
Utitių. 1, 2. Hi, I'm Laurinas. I'm Backend Guild manager here in Wix Vilnius, and I'm very nervous to speak in front of such a huge crowd. I'm standing in the wrong place, apparently. Me and my fellow colleagues, Thomas and Miglia, will give you talk about this part of the Wix Grow recruitment process, so homework and technical interview. And as you already can see, before I will tell you about the homework, we love to talk about Wix here. So I will talk a little bit more about Wix, right? So just to give you a little bit more context on what we do here in the Vilnius office. So as Vaida already mentioned, Wix is huge globally. We build a platform to allow anyone in the world to create their dreams online. And a huge part of this is happening here in Vilnius. So in Vilnius, we have 3 types of teams here. So the first type of teams are the product teams. These are several of them. I know a couple of them are not mentioned, but they are working on the functionality which everyday users use when building a website or interacting with websites built on Wix. So it's a really enjoyable teams to be part of. Another part of the teams you are likely to join when joining Wix is the infra teams. And these teams are building tools, development tools or libraries which use other developers in Wix. So it's also a huge part of the Vilnius office. And lastly, we have innovation teams, and they are working on super secret special projects. We can talk about it. So yeah, very interesting teams we have here. And as I said, you will be joining one of these teams. Next, I forgot what I need to talk about, but technologies, right? So these are the 4 guilds we are looking for to hire interns. So mobile, front-end, back-end, and QA. Each one, as you can imagine, uses different tech stacks. And these are only a few mentioned here, but maybe the main ones. So we don't expect you to know any of these actually. And what we love here, as Vaida already mentioned, is learning. So, and it's a big part of our culture. So when you join Wix, we will teach you use these tools and technologies. And the main ones for mobile and the front end is React. For backend it's Scala, and for QA they also use TypeScript and JavaScript when writing automation tests. So yeah, and another big part of Wix here is our culture and how we work. So to tell you more about it, I invite my colleague Thomas, who will share.
Thank you. Hi everyone. My name is Thomas. I'm managing the Frontend Guild in Lithuania. I'm also part of the Global Frontend Guild management team. So I want to talk a bit about our engineering culture. So I want to share a few things from our engineering culture that I believe are very important and can help you to navigate through our technical interview process. So here are a few practices that I want to start with. We like testing things. We like testing our code. I'm not afraid even saying we are religious about testing our code. Testing our code helps us to eliminate the fear of changing the code later, and as we need to move fast and do a lot of changes because we do have a lot of code in our code base. We also like to automate everything. I heard this, maybe a joke, maybe a saying that good engineers are lazy engineers, and lazy engineers don't like to do repetitive stuff, right? So they like to automate things. So we also like to automate things. We like to automate everything that requires more than 2 attempts. We also value simple solutions, talking about code, over smart solutions. A lot of time engineers spend in reading the code, and just a very little of that time they spend in writing the code. Reading, I mean understanding also includes in reading. I saw some studies say that it's around 90% of developers' time they spend reading code, which is almost all the time, right? So simple solutions help to reduce time in getting the context and actually getting to the part where you want to implement your changes. And we always have in mind that our code should be reusable when writing it. That, you know, we're a big company, we have a big code base, and someone else might be dealing with a similar problem, and we're open to share our code with everyone who wants that. And when you think about it, it all boils out to that we're a big company, we have a big code base to maintain, and that really suits us well. Let's talk about the programming skills. We think that programming fundamentals and best practices are the most important thing for an engineer. Things change fast in our industry these days, right? Technologies change, new programming languages coming up, and so on. But fundamentals do not change that fast. And fundamentals can really help you to onboard to new technologies and new programming languages. So we really value that. We also don't expect you to know everything, but we expect you to have to be good at what you use. So if you're using a programming language, you should be good enough using it. If you're using some libraries, you should understand basically how those work. We also don't expect you to have like a system design experience to join our program. Another thing that I want to share is learning. Learning is a key for growing, and we do learn every day. Even senior engineers learn new things. So here are a few things that I think are important to mention about learning, a few things that help improving your growth. So looking for opportunities all the time, and at Wix we have a lot of opportunities. We're a big company, we have different challenges, like Laurinas mentioned, we have different teams, we have different projects, we have specific cultures in different teams. Some teams might need help at one time, and so on. So there's a lot of opportunities, so you should be looking for opportunities and use them on your own advantage. Another thing, you shouldn't be afraid of facing roadblocks, and it's part of your work. I think you will get stuck, and that would make you a better engineer at the end of the day. And we work with people, so we should be collaborative. We should be open-minded to things. It also helps us to improve where we don't see or we don't understand something. And last thing about learning, we don't really expect you to be like some sort of a geek to be able to join Wix for this program. You shouldn't be like learning 24/7, or you shouldn't be having tons of pet projects and so on. You shouldn't be like active community member. Of course, this is an advantage. This is a plus that, of course, helps you to learn and grow, but it's not a high requirement by no means. Last thing from our engineering culture, and I think that really connects many things together, is the communication. And by saying communication, I don't have in mind being an extrovert. Communication is about you being able to express your thoughts clearly, express your ideas clearly, and also another very important part, being not afraid to ask questions. Being not afraid to ask questions when you're stuck, being able not to be afraid to ask questions when you want to understand something, and so on. Again, asking questions at the right time for the right things will help you grow and improve you as a professional. One hard requirement, since we are an international company, we do communicate in English a lot, so we do expect you to be able to understand and express your thoughts and ideas in English. And that's it for this part. We're moving now to home assignment, and I'm going to invite Laurynas again to explain what to expect in this step. And thank you for now. See ya in a few minutes.
Pum, pum, pum. Oh, wow, magic. Oh, it switches. So I'm wondering how many of you are here for the software engineering position, and how many of you are QA. So those of you who are for software engineering, can you raise your hand? So, oh man. And okay, down. And the ones who are here for QA. Oh, yeah, nice. Okay. A little bit less. Okay, so. No, I just wanted to know my crowd. Maybe not like everybody's for QA. So, all right. I just want to remind you that we give extra points for asking questions. So here's the QR code again. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. No extra points. But you can ask questions, and I think that you will have a little bit more once you saw what I've shared with you in a few minutes. So. All right, hopefully it was enough time for scan the code. Okay, so I hope everybody here already signed up on Wix Grow website. If you haven't, you won't receive assignments, so I encourage you to do that if you haven't, right? So it's very easy. You go to wixgrow.lt and apply. You put in your email, our information, and we see you then. So next week, middle of the next week, you should get an email. It will look something like this, and it will contain an online link, which you don't have to be afraid to click. It doesn't immediately start the assignment, so you can click and see what information we provide there. And once you are ready, you can start the online test. So, but before you do, make sure that you have allocated some time for it. It will take you around 2.5 to 3 hours of your time. So plan your time, be in a focused mode for that period, because once you start, you have to complete the whole exam in one sitting. So yeah, another requirement, and it's is to have a webcam available on the machine you are using. So you will see later on why. And you can also take this test only once, so you cannot do it like multiple times. Other than that, don't be afraid. You don't have to sit on staring at a computer for 3 hours. We have planned some breaks in between, so you can step away and have some rest. So what's inside? What's inside this homework assignment? So once you do start, you will encounter 3 types of tasks there. So it's either quiz, coding task, and video question. So let's go through each one by one. First type of questions will be quizzes. As you can see, it's very important for us to know which do you prefer, and it's a hard question actually. So no, I'm kidding. But the quiz won't be long. It's just to evaluate your computer science theoretical knowledge. It's up to 10 minutes. Nothing. Oh shit. So nothing really serious. So once you're done with the quiz part, you will move on to the really fun part, right? We are here to code. And I don't want to spoil, but you might have not one coding task this year. So you will have a problem definition, which I recommend read carefully to not rush through, see all the details, and you will have a test cases available to you. And also, you see at the bottom right, there's a run button. So I encourage to use it. It runs given test cases with your code and see if your program actually works as expected. So don't cheat, don't figure out workarounds, how to pass the tests, because on the evaluation part, we actually have more test cases which we run. So please implement it correctly. Anything else I missed? Probably not. I need to mention that there's a set of programming languages available. So we will be probably sticking to 5 of these: C#, Java, PHP, Python, and JavaScript. So hopefully that's enough for you to work with. So the third type of questions you will have is a video question. It will be kind of in a combination with a coding task. So the time you have for the coding task includes the time you need to answer a question in a video format. So once you're done coding, save some time to answer a video question. Read the question, press record. We will see you kind of visually answering the question. You can do it multiple times. If you don't feel that you answered it enough, you can redo it and try again. But keep in mind that it's the same time slot that it's allocated for the coding part. So save some time. And the video shouldn't be long. It's up to 2 minutes. And we really want you to be as detailed and concise in the video answers as possible, because if you will be very vague and abstract, it doesn't go well with us. We don't like that. We want to see if you really understand what you wrote and why you wrote it this way. So yeah, explain your answers in a really detailed manner. Lastly, do your best, right? So this is about you. You don't have to do everything perfect. We value the effort. So even if you feel that you haven't done everything correctly, still submit the task. Even if the test cases don't pass, we will still look through the code and see if you are worthy to come to the interview part and talk with us. And so it doesn't matter if you kind of don't finish completely, you can still get into the interview part. So just trust yourself. Don't cheat. We have some tools in place to prevent cheating. So if we will detect that there's a high likelihood that you kind of used AIs for it, so then you will be eliminated. So and my mouth is dry. And you have until April 29th to complete the assignment. And starting from May, we will be inviting you for a technical interview about which my fellow colleague Thomas will explain.
Yes, thank you, Laurynas. Again, I'm back. So as it was mentioned before, some of you who completes in a way the technical assignments will be invited to the technical interview step. Unfortunately, I cannot promise everyone will be invited. It is what it is. So let's see what's in there. Vilte already mentioned a few things about it. It's going to be up to 2 hours interview. There will be 2 engineers in the interview participating. They're trained to do this, and they're trained to be, to lead the interview and ask objective and ask questions and do objective evaluation later. So you should expect that. Now, simply what's going to happen in the interview, if someone asked me, I would say 3 simple parts. We're going to talk about you, we're going to talk about us, and we're going to do some coding. In addition to coding, we're going to do some talking about the code. So you should expect that as well. So let's now see and try to understand what do we expect from you in this technical interview. First of all, we do expect you to be able to write code in a language that you use for the technical assignment at least. So at least one language, being able to program in that language. Also, we will give you some problem-solving tasks, from the very basic ones to some advanced ones, right? Let's call it this way. We also expect you to understand what you're doing, to be able to explain what you're doing, and to be able to reason about why you do it this way or another way. It's important for us. And what should you expect in the interview shortly? So we will be asking questions in the interview, a lot of questions. There will be some even basic questions. You might call them like stupid questions, so don't be thrown away by those. What we're trying to achieve there, we're trying to test your knowledge from where it starts to where it ends. So that's why we'll be asking a lot of questions. Don't be upset if you don't know all the answers to the questions. You might get there might be some questions which if you have like a common sense or some experience in the industry, you might be able to come up with the answers for these questions. And use simple wording. We don't expect you to talk and to give us answers by the book. Think about it as if it was your friend sitting nearby, and you would have to explain something to your friend. Let's see if I didn't forget anything. Yes. So also we value if you can talk about your thoughts and if you can express what you're thinking, when you hear the question, what do you think about it, what's in your head, what's spinning, and so on. We do understand that this interview can be intimidating, it can be stressful. And no matter what happens, try to stay calm, try to keep talking, try to not to block yourself. People in the interview are humans too, they're not robots, so they can understand your feelings. And they are trained, they did a lot of interviews, and this is the third time we're doing Wix Grow program, and we did a lot of changes and adapted our interview process so it's as little stressful as possible. And the last thing that I want to mention before inviting Miglia, unfortunately we cannot provide you with the detailed feedback because there will be hundreds of applications, there will be hundreds of solutions, and it's barely possible to give feedback to everyone. But hopefully it's going to be a nice experience for you. Thank you, and I want to invite Miglia now to talk about the QA part, technical parts, technical tests. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Thomas. Can you hear me well? There was many QA people at the end. Can you hear me? Raise up. Good. Okay, let's go. QA is testing everything, yeah. So, hello everyone. I'm super happy to see all of you here today. So many people with desire to kick off their IT career. So, my name is Miglia. Currently, I'm leading QA Guild here at Wix Lithuania. And today I will briefly explain of QA, home assignment, and what we expect to get as a result to our home assignment. So before I jump into that, once again, a reminder of the Slido and QR code to get the questions. So if you have any questions for my amazing colleagues, or if you have any questions about QA field, don't hesitate, scan the code here, scan the code there, and ask us questions. We are jumping to Q&A session right after my talk. So I assume that you already registered and Lorena showed you the place where you can apply. So what's touching QA? You will get actually the task tomorrow. And if you are not receiving the task by the end of the tomorrow evening, please check your junk or spam folders because it should be there. If you applied and you didn't get any assignment, contact us and we will see if something is wrong. So with QA engineering, you will be getting almost exactly the same email as this one, just the link will be dedicated for you. Another important difference from software engineering with the QA, we don't have a time limit. We give you plenty of time to complete the task what we are giving, just you need to submit it on the time right before 29th of April. Another important thing that you will be able to come back to the task. So if you started the task and you wanted to change something, edit something, upload new answer or anything, so you will be able to do that with a specific link we will send you. But once you submit, that's it. The submission is the last and final, and if you submit it, you won't have opportunity to edit your answers anymore. So talking about the home assignment for QA engineers. So we have divided the task into 3 parts. The first one is a bug hunting. Then we have Bella by Wix, and we have crack the passcode. So Aristotle once said, quality is not an act, it is a habit. So this is what we are looking for. We're looking for people who has passion for quality, and we could deliver good quality products for millions of users. So talking about all the tasks. We're starting with the bug hunting. We will send you a link to the website we created. We created with a group of QA engineers. We left some bugs, most likely there. Actually, we left some very, very obvious bugs, and we left some bugs which you're gonna need to really dig into to find one. My main tip is use your curiosity, use your attention to detail skills, and think about non-functional testing as well to give your best at exploring our website dedicated to you guys. As a result to this task, we expect to get a bug report list, easy as that. You have a free format, you have all the freedom you need, and we expect that you will upload the file in your format to our platform, and we will see what you find and what you see as important things. When you're writing a bug report list, it's important to give details. Write what is the bug about, what are the steps to reproduce, and add any other important data which is needed for us to reproduce the bug, because who knows, maybe you will find something what we don't know. Then talking about the quality, priorities is also very important for us. So you need to find a ways how you can show the priorities in the same bug report list. We want to understand what you see as more important and less important for our product. And at the end of the task, you will also have a task to record a short video explanation with the most critical bug from your point of view. So we just want to understand why you think it's the most critical and what is the impact on our product. Keep it short and straight to the point. Talking about the second task, we will have Vela by Wix. So probably this keyword doesn't say you anything yet. So we will send you instructions and we will send you a website which we expect that you will replicate. So basically you will need to create a website on Wix.com. It's totally free, and you will need to play a bit with a Vela by Wix. This is a platform part where anyone can code basically anything. So we will ask you to replicate a small piece of functionality, and we expect to get the code as an answer. So basically it will look something like that, and no, this is not the answer to the task. We will give you something more complicated. But basically you can see that you will have a place where you can code, you can easily add functions, you can easily add any variables you need, you can connect it to the HTML elements, what you're gonna have in the website, and you can debug it and also preview and understand what is working, what is not. So we will send you a small website, and we will ask for replication of that functionality. As an answer,
we expect to get this small piece of the code. And last but not least, usually in QA, we like to break things. Usually we like to test everything, break everything. So most likely, you will get something very, very similar as this. We will simulate the situation. We will simulate the automation situation. We are not asking you to create a framework or write a bunch of automation tests. We just want to understand your lines of thoughts. So we will send you simulated system. We will send you simulated methods and simulated code examples where we expect that you will analyze the system, understand given example, and by using the methods we're gonna provide you, you will write the seconds of the logic we need to do in order to crack the passcode. So once again, you will get this assignment tomorrow, and there is no time limit. You have all the time until April 29th. And another important aspect, as I mentioned, is you can submit the test once. So really feel free, go to assignment, check the task, maybe start to do something and come back next day, next evening, in 2 days, or something like that. Just plan your time, and remember that in QA field you have some time. Talking about evaluation, as my colleagues mentioned, I also don't recommend to use any AI solution. You see the scoring system here, and basically we just want to get to know you better. We want to understand how you think, and we know how ChatGPT thinks and what answer it would provide. So we have a different scores for every task. And also, if you didn't finish everything or if you didn't complete everything, still send us what you have, because as Laurinas mentioned, maybe it will be enough to pass to the second phase. Then, speaking about technical interview for QA engineers, no surprises. You will meet two senior engineers, which will lead the discussions about you, about the Wix, and about the home assignment. So once again, in QA, we are looking for proactive approach. We are looking for someone who is looking for opportunities, who is willing to fail, who is willing to face a roadblock, and who is willing to improve the quality for the products we are delivering. As it was mentioned already, also communication is important. And in interview, try to do your best to relax, have a discussion with us. We also really value if you're coming prepared with the questions and if you can freely discuss your solutions and your decisions. So what you can expect from the technical side, we will challenge you about the solutions, what you want to provide. Since we're asking you to write small piece of code, we will ask to edit it on the go and to modify it, and we will give the bit harder tasks to complete it on the go. So as Thomas mentioned during the interview, stay calm, keep talking, and we are looking forward to help you grow. So thank you guys, and we are moving to Q&A session.
Okay, so let's go to Q&A session, and at first we will cover those questions that was added into Slido, but as well, if from the audience on the go you will have some questions, so just raise your hand and we can cover those. So we will start from the questions that got most of the likes. So let's start with those, and let's go further. Okay, so the first question, how many people will be invited to the technical interview and how many people will eventually get hired? So regarding hiring, I can cover that one, and regarding technical interview, I will give the answer to Guilds. So we are having around 15 open positions. So this 15 position includes all engineering positions, QA, Frontend, server, mobile. So all overall, it's 15. And regarding technical interviews?
Yes, regarding technical interviews, we don't know. Like, we need to see how many of you will submit some good results, and then we'll decide on the go. So I don't have the answer for that.
I do. Yeah, so we don't have a limit, so that's why you should submit the task either way, how it turned out. Like, so do submit, but we don't have a hard limit on how many people we will be inviting to technical interviews. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's move to other question. Is the Googling allowed during the technical assignment completion? Maybe you could.
So hopefully you don't need to Google anything. The tasks should be very straightforward, and it requires only basic programming skills. So choose the language you are familiar with. So and that's necessary for you to be able to complete the task.
And as for QAs, you can Google and you can look for information online, especially that we give you plenty of time. So also, if you don't feel strong in specific place, look for an answer, but understand the answer.
Okay, so let's move.
I want to add.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, of course.
So copy pasting is not allowed. Definitely, you will see in the task description that we track all sorts of things, like when you do, and copy pasting is definitely not allowed.
Okay, so let's move with the other question. What languages, frameworks we might be able to use in front-end assignment? Thomas, your
I guess
question.
that's for me.
Yes.
Languages are JavaScript and TypeScript, and for the frameworks, you won't need any frameworks. The tasks are done the way that it doesn't require any frameworks. And I can also add that we're going to have the same task for both front and backend. It's not specific to front end or backend, so you won't require any frameworks.
Okay, so next one, are there one or few specific milestones that should be reached during internship?
I read it like when I was sitting. So there are no milestones. Like once you join internship, like there are no milestones you have to meet to be able to get hired. But you just have to be like the best version of yourself. Like be professional, be like a team player, contribute as much as you can to the overall team performance, and yeah, just show yourself what you can do, and if we like you, we like what you do, that will be appreciated by our colleagues, and they will want you to keep you. So it's very simple.
Yeah, maybe to add, I think it's about talking about the actual internship, not the getting into internship. So obviously, there's going to be some sort of onboarding in the beginning. We'll let you'll have to get to know the company, people, how things work here. There's going to be a lot of learning. You'll have, I think Vaida mentioned, or Viltia, you will have a dedicated mentor for yourself. Each of you will get. And you will have the program, and part of it is to onboard, part of it is to learn topics, and you can kind of say these are like milestones. And at some point, you will move to work on production tasks, like actual production tasks. Could be bugs or small improvements there. So we can call it a milestone as well, I think.
Okay, thanks. So the question, next one is, can internship become shorter depending on performance? So usually I can share that usual case is that it's a 6 months internship, and it can happen, but it's a rare case, I would say. So usual case is that it's a 6 months internship, paid internship. Okay, so moving to the next one, let's check. Are there fun events whilst working at Wix, like kayaking or pool nights, to bond and get to know each other? Surely, my colleagues can add, but yes, we have guild events, we have team events, so it's, as I mentioned in my presentation, that fun is and being together, spending time together is one of our culture points.
We also have Wix events, and we have many clubs like running club,
Yes.
and book club, and many other clubs.
Yes, the next one. How can we contact you just in case there is an issue with the recruitment process? So depending, I guess, at what stage, because during all the process, we will communicate with you as well. In the Wix Grow page, you can see Vilte's contact. So in case you have any open questions, so there is my colleague's Vilte contact. You can contact and ask the questions that might come. And as well, during the flow of the process, you will get emails informing about each of the steps. And there you will have contacts whom to reach out. Yes. What is the remote office work ratio? So we have a ratio of 4:1, and 4 is meant for the office. So coming to the office, and one day can be a flexi day, remote, depending on the team as well, because some teams agree, for example, that they have Fridays remote, others have other agreements, but usually it's 4:1.
Maybe to add to that, we invested a lot in our offices, and you know that you get all these different activities like clubs and like team buildings and so on, and you meet your colleagues here. You get to know people. You become a part of the community while being in the office, and staying at home obviously wouldn't work in this way, right? So we believe that it's really important to spend a lot of time in the office because it kind of brings all these benefits for you.
I just want to add a small point from the guild sides. We also try to do all the local guild activities on site in the office, just to share our knowledge with other people. So it's way easier to do it face to face than from remote option.
Okay. Going further, do you evaluate personal projects?
So for personal projects, like when signing up for Wix Grow internship, you have ability to add your CV. So yeah, place those inside your CV, and like if you will be invited to technical interviews, we will definitely ask you about like what we see in there.
Okay.
Maybe not to confuse, it's not required again, but if you have anything and you can share about it in your CV, we'll talk about it for sure. It's a plus, but it's not a blocker.
Yes. So going further, can we do both the QA and software engineer test? Can we?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. The answer is yes. Short one. Okay. Will we have to answer the video question in English or Lithuanian?
Definitely English. Like Thomas said during the presentation, the main language we use is English, and once you join internship, you will be talking English a lot amongst your colleagues. We have fellow Ukrainians working here, Israelis, so it's an international company, yeah, and it's a good opportunity to showcase your English-speaking skills.
Okay, going to the next question. What do I need to do to stay after internship? I think it was a bit covered about.
Yeah, yeah. I think I covered like you show your best version of yourself and do your best. Try not to get too carried away with kayaking and other activities. You definitely join, but like there's as we said, there's tons of things happening, tons of benefits that Wix offers. So just don't lose focus. Why are you here? And everything will be all right.
Are there opportunities to travel and work in foreign Wix offices? I can start. So start from before 4 years, there was more, and then Corona came, and then unfortunately, war events. So at the moment, I could say that it's less opportunities to travel, but we have some happening. Yes. Is it possible to relocate to another country where Wix is also presented? I can share that it's happening time to time, but it's not usual case at the moment. Maybe after a few years, and we will see, but Yeah.
Yeah,
you can-
definitely not for the internship.
For the internship, yeah, later, yeah.
The internship is happening in Lithuania, and there's
Yes.
no relocation during the internship.
But later we have some cases, but it's not so usual, I would say. Okay, so going to next question, is programming part something like lead code tasks?
If we're talking about like algorithmic tasks, so like Laurynas mentioned, there will be a couple of coding tasks there. So there might be some algorithmic task like lead code, yes, but there's gonna be at least one more, let's say, advanced one that requires more than just a code algorithm in a single function. You want to add maybe something?
You said very well. Like we will check your algorithmic skills. It won't be a super hard question, but like if you are not good at algorithmic, you will get another coding task where you can just showcase. So we won't require hard like skills in algorithms. So yeah.
But like practicing in lead code, I think it's beneficial. It's not a requirement, but if someone asks me like, should I practice in lead code before doing the home assignment? Yeah, I mean, it can make you better. It can help you to improve.
Okay, let's go. So will I be a good fit if I mainly write native Android apps with Kotlin or Java?
Probably it refers to the mobile. You can be a good fit. I'm looking into Vilnius now. But we do use React Native here as our main technology. It's kind of similar to Frontend, but we have success stories where people came from the background of building native apps, and they successfully transitioned into the React Native world.
Okay, so next one, is home assignment difficulty similar to the last year's assignment? Is it similar?
How many of you applied last year and didn't get in? I'm wondering, like, are there any? Raise your hands. Okay, a few. Okay, so I think it's easier this year. Like the first part, like then we will get to the technical interview part, which is like where we will find out if you cheated or not, or everything about you.
Okay, in what programming language should QA testers do the task?
So the second task will be on JavaScript because this is the Velo selection, let's put it that way. And with the third task, we are not actually asking the code which we're gonna compile or run. If you want to do so, of course you can, and here you have totally freedom of the selection of the tool. We will simulate situation and how you're gonna solve it. It's up to you. We are not requiring to send us code or automation framework on any language, but if you will do it, we will run it for sure and we will check it.
Okay, can I fit in if I mainly use HTML, CSS, jQuery?
Oh, okay. So jQuery, that means you know JavaScript. So yeah, that's you can do the task pretty well.
Yeah, so jQuery is kind of framework, kind of semi-framework, semi-library, I would say. So you should know JavaScript if you use jQuery. It's just an abstraction on some things, mostly DOM. Initiating, like interacting with the DOM. So should be fine. By the way, there won't be HTML or CSS in the task. So that's to be more precise.
Okay, so the question about why application and homework deadline is the same date. People who apply later might not have enough time, I guess, was meant to do it. So why the homework deadline is the same date?
It's not the same date? Maybe someone who asked this question can...
It's I guess end of
So
application.
like you can join the application process till April 29th,
Yeah.
and the application deadline is 29th. So like if you, so both of you who kind of already signed up, yeah, you have a lot more time to solve the QA task. So I don't think it's unfair or anything like, but like if you are an early bird, gets the worm, like, right?
Yeah, so going maybe further, how many people you are searching for front-end and backend? I guess we answered that earlier, that overall we are searching for 15 engineers. Then going to how flexible are your working hours? So we start, I can say between 7, of course, early birds start at 7 and 9 or 9:30 till 10, and then 8 hours of work, but it depending on your working hours, because if we have, we are searching for interns who could work full-time or start from 7:05 if you are studying and you want to manage your studies and working, so then you could agree with the team, maybe more flexible hours, depending on your schedules of lectures. How about using Google during home assignment? I think that was that's answered. Yes. Do you have a company benefits? Yes, we do have a company benefits, and we could share more in the process once we will come to the job offer. So we will share more about all the package that we offer, and as well you can check our career page. So there we list some of our benefits, and it's written in more details. Yes, going further, whether it is possible to choose working on manual or automation testing during internship? Migla.
So you're gonna work on both. Actually, the bigger focus will be on automation. So you will learn both manual and automation with a focus on automation.
Okay, there are teams and there are guilds. What activities do guilds do then?
I know Thomas wants this question.
Okay, so Thomas.
I like to call it teams do product, guilds do all the rest. But that probably doesn't say much about it. So guilds are like communities within the organization. Say if you're a front-end engineer, you work in one team, you have your fellow front-end engineers, your teammates, and then you have other front-end engineers that work in other teams. And you don't meet those other front-end engineers that often, right? You meet them exactly where the guild comes in, right? So there are plenty of activities. I don't think we have much time to discuss all of them, but basically we meet together every week almost and share knowledge. There are different ways where people switch between teams and they get to know other people and so on. So it's like a community, but also a lot of different activities happening, and also things like onboarding, recruitment, technical level of like technical health of our code base. These are the things that are under the guild's responsibility, and it requires people to share the knowledge and interact and communicate with other front-end engineers from other guilds. So I think the same for server guild. Maybe Laurinus will add something.
Okay. So the question, will later, after getting the internship, we would be allowed to use AI to improve our workflow, quality, and speed?
Yeah, we do use ChatGPT or Copilot, so like it's not prohibited to use it at Wix. Like it's just use it with caution. Like what you share with it, and like not something sensitive or
I want to add something. We also have internal tools which help us to be more efficient with AI. So.
Wait your turn. So I just want to make this kind of clear. We're not against AI. It's like we use AI, but the key thing about using AI, we want people to understand. If they use the content that is produced by AI, we want people to understand the content and use it with being cautious, right? We don't want people blindly to copy paste things from AI. We know AI can do crazy things, right? We know AI can solve things, but we also want people to understand, because at the end of the day, they will be the ones carrying responsibility. And also we talked a lot about the ownership being important at Wix. So if you do something and you paste blindly AI code to the code base and push to production and then things break, it's going to be your responsibility. AI is not going to come here and help you with that. So it's important. We want people to understand what AI is producing and then use only what they can understand.
Will technical interview be totally about the home assignment?
No.
No, okay.
It's going to be about you, about us, and also about the home assignment.
Yep. Okay. Can we use built-in liberators while solving home task in technical interview?
I think it was meant libraries, but
Libraries maybe.
Libraries, yeah, built-in.
Liberators.
like you will be using just pure JavaScript and Java or like other Python things. So no libraries, no frameworks, as we mentioned.
If it's built-in.
Yeah.
If it's built-in.
Okay, so coming, and we want to still leave some time, maybe someone from the audience will want to ask questions. So the last one from all the list, how each of you feel working at Wix? I can start. I'm feeling great. And as I mentioned in the beginning, that the vision of the product, it's very, and the values correlates what I believe in. So I think it's very important to find the company that you feel that there is a connection between vision of the company and values of the company and what the person believes in. So I am feeling great, and colleagues can share shortly as well.
Yeah, I feel like good and wonderful as well. I feel surrounded by really smart people, and like we showed with the tech stack, we showed the teams we have, and like all the like guild activities, growth is happening every day. I joined Wix like 2 years ago, and I keep learning new stuff every week, and it doesn't stop. So yeah, it's very enjoyable journey.
So I'm almost 9 years at Wix, still counting, and I think 9 to go easily. So the best company with the best people and with the best product. So
That's it. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm more than 10 years at Wix. That says something about it, right? I also mentioned in my slides, looking for opportunities. Wix has a lot of opportunities. And if you get bored with something you do every day, you have many opportunities to change it. You can change between companies, you can move, you can change between even guilds. And we have some success stories. People move successfully from doing backend to doing frontend. We even had someone who moved from doing backend to frontend, and that after some years moved back to backend. But anyway, there's a lot of opportunities, and if it's a really great company, and for those 10 plus years, I wasn't doing all the same every day. I started as a frontend engineer, and now I'm doing management. So there's a lot of changes in my career, and I'm not feeling bored. I'm feeling excited. I'm proud to be part of that company.
Okay, and let's take some questions from the audience. We have still 10 minutes till the end of the event. Maybe some of you would like to to ask some additional questions.
So just raise your hand.
Raise your hand and... Yes, of course.
Can you fill in those tasks on different languages depending on the task?
Can you fill in the tasks on different languages depending on the...
Yeah, if you feel like you know like more than one, so you can like complete one task in one language and another in something different. Yeah, sure. We will ask about it in the interview.
Yeah. Anyone else? Or we can take still some questions from the list.
So maybe I can just finalize. I'm really happy that you came. Me and Thomas kind of retrospected the last year's Wix Grow journey. And we saw a lot of, like when reviewing the photos from last year's event, we saw a lot of faces which we actually hired were in the audience that day. So perhaps today amongst you are the future Wix's interns, hopefully so, right? Employees, yeah. Yeah, so thank you very much, I guess, everybody for coming. And if you want, we will stick around and you can come in and ping us here and ask personally some questions. And yeah, thank you for coming and good luck with assignments.
So good luck with assignments and thank you all. Thanks.